Shadows over Eldridge, a tale of subliminal terror. In the quaint town of Eldridge, nestled between whispering forests and serene hills, life proceeded at its unhurried pace. The townsfolk knew each other by name, their lives intertwined like the roots of the ancient oaks that dotted the landscape. But beneath the idyllic surface, a silent tempest brewed, heralding a terror that would unravel the very fabric of their existence. It began subtly. Jasper, the local baker, who was known for his punctuality, started opening his shop late. At first, it was brushed off as a mere oversight. But then, Sarah, the librarian, who had an impeccable memory, began misplacing books, her once orderly shelves now a testament to uncharacteristic negligence. The changes were small, almost imperceptible, but they accumulated like snowflakes on a winter's eve. Whispers of concern wove through the town's cobblestone streets. Eldridge, a community prided on its robust health and vigor, witnessed an inexplicable malaise creeping upon its residents. Dr. Emmett, the town's physician, found his office increasingly crowded, yet his diagnoses found no illness. The symptoms were vague, a sense of detachment, fleeting memories, and a pervasive lethargy that clung to one's bones. The nights grew restless. Shadows seemed to stretch with malevolent intent, and the wind carried whispers that chilled the soul. Animals, too, sensed the shift, dogs howled into the void, and birds fled, leaving a silence that was as suffocating as it was foreboding. Amidst this growing unease, a group of friends, Mia, Ethan, and Lucas, decided to investigate. They noticed the changes, felt the creeping dread, but unlike the others, they refused to dismiss it as mere coincidence. Their quest for answers led them to the town's edge, where the ancient forest stood, silent and watchful. The forest, which once welcomed them with birdsong and the rustle of leaves, now seemed to repel them with an invisible force. Yet, they pressed on, driven by a need to uncover the truth. As they ventured deeper, the air grew colder, the silence more oppressive. It was Lucas who first noticed the oddity, a faint, almost imperceptible humming that seemed to emanate from the very ground. Curiosity morphed into obsession as they followed the sound, leading them to a clearing where the earth had been disturbed, revealing a metallic object that pulsed with an otherworldly light. The revelation was shocking yet undeniable. They were standing before an alien artifact, its presence in their town no accident. The trio realized the changes they had observed were not random but part of a sinister, subliminal invasion. The artifact, seemingly benign, was altering the townsfolk, preparing them for something far more terrifying. Their discovery, however, did not go unnoticed. The next day, Mia found herself struggling to remember the events in the forest. Her thoughts felt foggy, her actions delayed as if she was no longer in control. Ethan and Lucas fared no better, their once clear resolve now muddled with confusion and doubt. Panic spread through Eldridge as more people became aware of their altered states. Trust eroded, and fear took root. Families barricaded themselves, and the streets, once filled with the laughter of children and the chatter of neighbors, were now desolate, a ghost town haunted by an unseen foe. The friends, determined to fight the invasion, sought out Dr. Emmett, hoping his scientific mind could offer a solution. But they found the doctor changed, his once kind eyes now cold and distant. It became clear that the invasion was more advanced than they feared, its influence reaching the very heart of their community. Desperate, Mia, Ethan, and Lucas returned to the forest, intent on destroying the artifact. But as they approached the clearing, they found themselves surrounded by their fellow townsfolk, their expressions vacant, movements synchronized, a hive mind controlled by the alien will. The final confrontation was swift and merciless. The townsfolk, driven by an alien compulsion, attacked, their humanity stripped away. Mia, Ethan, and Lucas fought valiantly but were overwhelmed, their resistance futile against the sheer number of their once friends and family. As the night fell on Eldridge, a silence more profound than before enveloped the town. The invasion was complete, the townsfolk now mere puppets, their strings pulled by an unseen alien force. The artifact in the forest glowed brighter, a beacon heralding the arrival of the invaders' ships. In the end, Eldridge was lost, its people transformed into vessels for the alien horde. The town became a cautionary tale, a whispered warning of the dangers that lurk in the shadows, waiting for the moment to strike. And in the silence of the conquered town, the wind carried a new sound, a hum, soft yet persistent, spreading like a contagion to the neighboring towns, the invasion silent, subliminal, and utterly relentless. As the alien ships descended upon Eldridge, the sky turned a sickly shade of green, casting an otherworldly glow on the deserted streets. The once vibrant town was now a staging ground for an invasion that threatened to spread across the earth. In the aftermath, the world outside Eldridge remained blissfully unaware of the fate that had befallen the town. Life continued as normal, with daily concerns overshadowing any thought of extraterrestrial threats. However, the truth lingered on the periphery of awareness, a dark cloud on the horizon that grew with each passing day. The artifact, now activated by the arrival of the alien fleet, began to exert its influence over a wider area. Small towns and cities near Eldridge started to report similar changes in behavior among their residents. Scientists and military forces mobilized in response, but their efforts were hampered by the subliminal control exerted by the aliens. Communication networks were disrupted, creating chaos and disarray. Mia, Ethan, and Lucas, though overwhelmed and captured, were not fully assimilated. A flicker of humanity remained within them, a testament to their resistance. In their lucid moments, they shared glances, their eyes conveying a silent promise to fight until the end. The alien invaders, beings of pure logic and efficiency, had not anticipated the strength of human will. Their plan, while meticulous, had underestimated the chaotic nature of human emotions. Love, anger, despair, these emotions fueled the resistance, providing a glimmer of hope in the darkest of times. A rogue group of scientists and military personnel, who had managed to evade the influence of the artifact, discovered a frequency that could disrupt the alien control. Working in secret, they developed a device capable of emitting this frequency on a large scale. The resistance was a patchwork of survivors, each with their own story of loss and defiance. Together, they launched a desperate assault on Eldridge, their aim to destroy the artifact and free the town from alien control. The battle was fierce, the streets of Eldridge transformed into a war zone, where every shadow held the promise of friend or foe. Mia, Ethan, and Lucas, sensing the chaos, found a strength they did not know they possessed. Guided by the resistance, they reached the clearing where the artifact lay. The townsfolk, under alien command, tried to stop them, but the resistance's device began to emit its disruptive frequency, weakening the aliens' hold. As the frequency pierced through the night, a change swept over the town. The residents, long under the thrall of the artifact, began to blink, as if awakening from a deep sleep. Confusion turned to realization, and then to horror, as they understood the extent of their manipulation. The artifact, vulnerable without its throng of protectors, was destroyed in a burst of light that illuminated the night sky. The alien ships, sensing the loss of their beachhead, retreated, their silent invasion thwarted by the resilience and ingenuity of the human spirit. Eldridge was saved, but the victory was bittersweet. The town bore the scars of the invasion, a reminder of the cost of freedom. Mia, Ethan, and Lucas, once ordinary citizens, emerged as heroes, their actions a testament to the power of unity and resistance. The world, once oblivious to the dangers beyond the stars, was now painfully aware. Eldridge became a symbol of the fight against unseen threats, a beacon of hope for humanity. The silent invasion had been halted, but at what cost? The survivors knew that vigilance was the price of peace, and that the shadows might once again whisper with malevolent intent. But for now, Eldridge stood resilient, its people united by their shared ordeal. They rebuilt their lives, their bonds stronger for having faced the abyss together. The town became a beacon of light in a world that had known darkness, a reminder that even in the face of otherworldly terror, humanity's spirit could not be quelled. As the dust settled over the ravaged streets of Eldridge, the townsfolk celebrated their hard-won victory, a beacon of hope in the face of otherworldly terror. However, unbeknownst to them, the artifact they had destroyed was not unique. Scattered across the globe, hidden in the shadows of other towns and cities, similar devices continued their sinister work. Without the knowledge, unity, and resistance that had saved Eldridge, these places fell silent, one by one, their inhabitants succumbing to the alien will. The battle for Eldridge was a victory, but it was merely the first skirmish in a war that spanned the earth, a war against an invisible enemy that was far from over. In the cold expanse of space, the alien architects of this silent invasion watched with dispassionate eyes as Earth's defenses crumbled beneath their relentless strategy. Despite the fleeting triumph in Eldridge, their influence spread like a virulent plague, casting a shadow over humanity's future. With each passing day, more towns and cities fell into silence, their will subsumed, their resistances shattered. The victory in Eldridge became a distant memory, overshadowed by the grim realization that, across the globe, the aliens were not just advancing, they were winning. The hope that had once flared brightly in the hearts of humanity flickered and dimmed, as the dark tide of alien domination threatened to extinguish it forever, heralding an era of desolation and despair. Dare to venture into the unknown. Join us on a journey where shadows whisper and secrets lurk. Subscribe now and ring the bell to summon fresh mysteries directly to your screen every few days. Ignore this call, and be warned, an eternal curse awaits those who wander in the dark, unguided. Do you have the courage to face the unknown? Your adventure begins with a click. Welcome to the realm where every notification brings you closer to the abyss. Subscribe, if you dare.